Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hobbits, doing another 2-for-1 episode where we got two different beers from Why Not Brewing. Why Not Brewing is a local nano brewery. It's run by Nikolai, who has the bar Basement Beer Bar. So it's kind of like a co-joined thing, if you can say it like that. If you want to try the Why Not beers, you have to go to the bar, really, because he doesn't, or so far at least, hasn't really sold anything outside of the bar. But he does do cans of beers that he sells at the bar for takeaway. He did, I think it was like kind of a membership thing where you were insured to get the hoppy beers. And now he's done his first limited release, which is a set of 4 cans of black beers. It's like some different barrel-aged stout. It's like an imperial coconut stout and some different stuff. And he was actually kind enough to supply me with a box, which is awesome. So thanks a ton to Nikolai for the beers. When I went down to pick up the 4-pack, he also gave me these 2 of some new hobby beers that he released for me. Or not for me, that sounded totally douchey. But he released a new set of IPAs, and he gave me a set for me to try. There we go, better English. And we got a can of his Shining Bright Oat-Cream IPA and his Undefinable Pleasure Oat-Cream Double IPA on 7.8% and this one 6%. So cool hops in these. This is also being drunk a month to the canning date, so 4 weeks. Well, a little less. It was canned on the 3rd. So we're going to start off, of course, with the regular one, the regular IPA, Hazy IPA. And as far as I remember, Nikolai is really good at these. I really like what I've had from him so far. And this one is hopped with Citra, Enigma, Idaho 7, and Galaxy. There's lactose in here, a little bit, I think, just maltodextrine, oat sweet yeast. So yeah, we'll see. And I think I might have heard, and then oat cream. I guess the oats in this then is like oat cream. But I think I've heard about like Monkish and some of like a few. Or is it Tired Hands? There's a couple of New England breweries that use a little bit of lactose for mouthfeel, not a lot. Or maybe it's also just for catch-all, I'm not entirely sure. But I've heard of brewers doing that, just a little bit of lactose for mouthfeel. Well, let's start off with the bright one here. It looks fantastic. And it looks like my kind of New England IPA. It's pin bright and golden yellow. And, shining bright. That's what you want. Also, the hops in here, there are hops that give really bright nuances, maybe besides Citra. So I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, great color, nice white head. Let's check out the aroma. Ah yeah, Galaxy actually really shines. It's a lot of like sweet honeydew melon, but also like underripe kind of Gallia melon or netmelon in Danish. Cantaloupe melon maybe even. There's definitely also some sweet citrus underneath, like sweet orange, and there's like nice stone fruity esters. Actually, the esters on this are very similar to the esters in the recent Ale Farm IPA I had with Brett. The, what's it called? I can't remember the name. The one with the kind of field or whatever was on label. The one we did against Overtone Stratosphere. Was it Afterglow maybe? It's got a similar kind of yeast character. It's like stone fruity and like sweet fruity. I think Nikolai uses London Ale free in terms of yeast. At least I know he did at a certain point in time. But it could smell like something like that because it smells quite overripe. It's a bit bright for sure, but I'm really getting loads of that like sweet melon Galaxy hop aroma. This smells much better than the Overtone beer, like miles ahead. Maybe not miles ahead, but definitely a few grades ahead because it reminds me a lot of like the Ale Farm. It's in that kind of territory. Smells pretty nice. Let's try it, guys. Cheers, and thanks to Nikolai and Why Not Brewing / Basement Beer Bar for the beers. Oh, nice. Really nice. It's got some bitterness. I love that. It's not all sweet, gushing juice. That's really good. Totally crushable single IPA. Oh, and then like Idaho 7 sometimes leaves in a bit of earthiness and like dryness and like pithy, rindy citrus. I'm getting a little bit of that on the aftertaste, but otherwise there's loads of like sweet, melony, juicy flavors. It really reminds me of something like that Ale Farm beer. Totally. Very similar brightness, not like that crazy popping, insanely treehouse bright or treehouse monkish kind of brightness, but it's towards something like that. And I like that it has that bitterness. Even like a bit of grapefruit and a bit of pine on it. But mostly for me, it's like the Gallia melon, and there's like undertones of like sweet, overripe stone fruit. from the yeast. Very soft, fairly fluffy mouthfeel, not like super thick, but nice and airy in the mouth. That's very nice. Very nice. I would have been happy to brew something like that myself. So let's try and jump up to the double IPA. But first, I'm gonna go get a glass of water to rinse the palate. Okay, so let's move on to the double IPA, Undefinable Pleasure. 7.8%. This is Citra, Lotus, Asaka, Nelson Sauvin. Nelson is one of my all-time favorite hops, so looking forward to that. Also an Oat-Cream double IPA. I guess that like really fluffy or like fairly velvety, airy mouthfeel on the other one was the Oat-Cream as well, partially. And like, even though it's just like lactose, there's no trace of a lactose flavor. It's not sweet, and I love that. It's more like dry, and that's how I want my New England IPAs. Like, I think there's so many that are just like way too sweet. And especially also because you get like all this overripe juicy ester from yeast, they turn so sweet. But yeah, Lotus is a newer hop for me. I think it was from the Bart Haas program. I just quickly looked it up. And I haven't had it before, but it's towards the like tropical, you know, more modern new school flavor. But Nelson, oh, I love that hop so much. So let's see how this one is. The Undefinable Pleasure. My girlfriend totally loved this, so we'll see what I think. If I love it as well. It looks very nice. It's also more of a bright color, a little bit more orange than this, but it looks very nice. It also looks towards being like a brighter New England IPA with a nice white head on there. Let's check out the aroma. Oh yeah, it actually smells more bright than I imagined. I thought this would be a bit sweeter, but both are like similar in terms of brightness and sweetness. It's like, it does have like a more classic kind of juicy profile, both of them, but they do have brightness. But not the same crazy zing as some of the like Treehouse, I keep saying Treehouse, monkish beers. But it's also, you know, kind of a crazy brewery to compare to. And I know Nikolai, though, has had a lot of the stuff. I think he, as far as I remember from grades, seems to prefer Treehouse a bit more. But I'm a monkish fanboy all the way. It's got a very cool kind of bright, you know, Nelson vibe. It's got like that kind of gooseberry and white grape character. Bit of passion fruit and maybe like white guava. Or pink guava could be too. Like it's got like maybe even guarana that you use often in energy drinks. There's almost like something like that. And then also definitely sweet citrus underneath, like classic Citra. It's kind of, Asaka has a similar profile. Also some overripes, you know, tropical fruit. This smells really good. Also really, again, both of these really remind me of the way like Ale Farm are doing their IPAs, which is pretty great. Let's check out the flavor. But more towards like overripe juice territory, this one. It's also, you know, a double IPA, so you're gonna get more sweetness and everything. It's definitely also sweeter. Not like overbearing the sweet. There's some brightness with a little bit of bitterness to cut it. Those are really nice, but they're you know, they're towards the kind of bright league of New England IPAs, but still a little bit of like somewhat juice. It's not like crazy bright, because some like even like the Juice Project from Treehouse was crazy bright, and so are like a lot of the monkish ones. It's like they are bright, but it's not like so crazy. It's like cut and balance all that brightness with a bit of like classic sweet, juicy fruit profile character from the yeast. And again, it's like in this one maybe it's presenting itself also like sweet overripe stone fruit, but also like kind of a mango papaya vibe. But that could also be from like Asaka and Citra for that matter. Maybe even Lotus, I don't know. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite. It has a bit more of an expressive hop character, and I'm just a sucker for Nelson. I like Galaxy. Galaxy has a very nice, sweeter kind of melon character, as you guys know, but I love that kind of grape, you know, grapey, grape skin, slightly tannic flavor that Nelson gives off. And I'll say, like, Nelson isn't like crazy popping on it. It's definitely present, but it's not like as in some other Nelson IPAs where it's just like blowing out like out of the glass. You can immediately tell it's Nelson hops. But yeah, these are very nice IPAs. Nikolai certainly knows what he's doing. I will definitely say they're similar to, like, if you really like Ale Farm beers, I'd say this is something you should try. When everything opens up, you should come to Audible and drink this stuff and check out our beer scene here. We have a few breweries now. The one I work with, Sønderholm and Two Face Brewing. We got Why Not Brewing, and we also have Bad Seed Brewing. So we got a few now. And I think we even have more people, like homebrewers that have some kind of contract product. There's Hjortbeer and stuff. They don't have physical locations, but you can get their beers around. So we do have a beer scene here. It's just like as big as in other cities. But yeah, worth a shot for sure. If you're in Audible, head on down to Basement Beer Bar and you can get to try these. And I'm not sure how the can sales work with the IPAs, if it's still the membership thing or whatever, but sometimes, especially here during the COVID times, you've been able to buy them for takeaway. So, but yeah, very nice. Very nice. Ratings. Let's jump back to the single. And then again, jumping back to the single, that's really nice. It is a bit more bright because it has less sweetness. Let's cuvee it up. That's a really nice cuvee. Really lends a bit more brightness to the double IPA there. Yeah, let's go. And you know what? I don't know. It's not like I prefer one like crazy more than the other. I'll go like a 92, 93 on both. They're around the same territory for me as the ale farm one I had, which was really nice. The Africal, that was really good, and it's definitely in the same territory. It's not like totally world class, but it's like really, really well made New England IPA. It's really good. It's up there with a lot of the stuff. Like if you like, it's kind of similar to Dea actually, so especially this one. So if you like that stuff, you'd like this. Again, this will be really hard for a lot of you guys to try, but if you can, definitely check out Why Not Brewing and Basement Beer Bar in Oddball. Shout out to the Aalborg beer scene. Yeah, if you guys were lucky enough to try these, let me know what you thought of them. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And thanks to Nikolai for the beers. And I'm going to say cheers, and see you guys in another beer review.